I started hunting as soon as I could start hunting. So, a long time. Probably when I was 16. So, I've been hunting since I'm 16. I'm 44 now. That's a long time. I learned how to hunt through my friends. I started pheasant hunting, shooting birds, and one thing led to another, and I got sick of hunting birds and I wanted to try deer hunting, so I started doing that, and I just pretty much learned on my own. No one showed me. I used to do a lot of duck hunting, but I really don't do that anymore just because of land and people buying land, and there's not much land to do it anymore. But my most favorite thing to do is deer hunting. And I do that right around here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And I am not going to tell you the locations because hunting land is sacred to us hunters. I'll just let you know that I hunt in the woods, and I do enjoy turkey hunting also. I have a big routine, and everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I'm really scent conscious when it comes to deer hunting because their number one thing is their scent, their sense of smell. I wash all my clothes in no scent soap throughout the whole season, and I make the whole family wash all their clothes in no stink soap. I take a shower every time before I go out, wash all my stuff down, spray all my stuff down, and then I go hunting. It's not 100% guarantee no stinking all your stuff because they are smart. And if you can outsmart one, you did something right. What would I say to someone who said that hunting was wrong? I don't know. I'd probably ask them why they thought that and where they learned that it was wrong, because it started with the Pilgrims. I mean, we needed to hunt for food to survive, so I don't know. I mean, it's not wrong. If we didn't hunt, all these animals would probably starve to death because there's just going to be more and more animals and less food, and they'll die because they're pretty much eating themselves to death. But I don't know, I hunt for food, I hunt for meat, I hunt to feed my family. I have been approached by neighbors or people that don't support hunting because they're just against it. They think that you shouldn't kill animals, and they should just be there and do their own thing, and you go to the supermarket and buy food out of a package that you don't know what's in it. But I don't think they understand what hunting's all about and why we hunt. I got into taxidermy. My main reason why I got into taxidermy is because I used to have a guy do my own deer mounts and duck mounts, and I just got tired of waiting for them to be done because it takes a long time. And when I did get stuff back, I was paying a lot of money for it, and I know that I could do 10 times better work than the guy that was doing the work for me. And so I pretty much got into taxidermy just as a little hobby, and I liked doing it, and I liked skinning stuff out, and I liked finding out about it and exploring, like cutting open a duck or seeing how it was. The thing that I mostly got into it for was because I got tired of waiting for my stuff to be done and sick of paying for money, the money that I was paying for the stuff, when I knew I could do it better than the guy that was doing it for me. And I just pretty much went on and I asked him a few questions and he didn't mind telling me how he went about things, doing them, and I just pretty much went in on it myself. I didn't take a class, I didn't learn from anybody. I learned on my own as time went on, and I just got good at it. There's a lot of work that goes into I should say, I mean, anybody can mount a deer, but to mount a deer and make it look like a deer, it's a lot of work. You gotta know about them, and it's not like something you just pick up in a day or just learn like that. I mean, you learn it as you go along, and the more time you do it and you spend at it, the more you learn how things should be done right. But to do a deer right from start to finish, when it comes into my shop, I usually get a deer head, just the skull and the horns and the hide, and from there, skinning it out, taking measurements, tanning the hide, sending out for a form, measuring for a form, waiting for the form, waiting for the tan to be done. From start to finish, I bet you I put somewhere between 12 to 16 hours into each deer that I do. And I don't know why I do it, because I could probably go down the street and pump gas for more than I make, for just as much as I make mounting a deer, but I enjoy doing it. It's like a hobby to me. But I've done so many deer now that I know how the eyes are supposed to look, how the ears are supposed to look, how the nose is supposed to look. You or anyone else might come into my shop and just say, wow, that's a great deer, but they're not really looking at the eyes, the nose, all the nice detail that you look at an animal, and you need to know. I mean, you could find a guy that has been mounting deer for 4 years, and it won't look like a deer. It'll look like something else, but it doesn't look like a deer just because they don't know the anatomy of the eyes and the nose and how the ears are supposed to look and the muscles in the ears. And there's a lot more that goes into mounting a deer than just mounting a deer. It's not like just putting a sock on during the day or the morning when you wake up. It's a lot of work. Sitting in the woods in the morning, the feeling, it's great, because a lot of people don't take the time to do it, and they don't know what they're missing. Like, it's not all about hunting, it's not all about killing, it's not all about shooting the biggest buck. What it's about for me is getting out there, getting into a tree stand. It's freezing cold out. You could be sitting in front of back in your bed, nice and warm, but just hearing the woods come alive and listening to the birds and the sun coming up and just everything about being there. I could sit in a tree all day long and just sit there like an idiot in a tree. But I don't, it's more than just killing a deer. It's just getting out there and experiencing the woods and what God created for us that a lot of people don't take the time to do. It's sad that people don't get to go out in the woods and sit in a tree stand and freeze their butt off. But I don't know, it's peaceful. The feeling I get when I shoot a turkey or a deer, I don't know, they're two different feelings. You know how it is to go turkey hunting. And I was privileged to take you that first time that you ever got to go. But I don't know, there's just something about having a big bird like that come in, strutting, gobbling, spitting and drumming. Spitting and drumming's when they go, and it goes right through you. You can feel that, but I don't know. I don't think you can really compare the two, like turkey and deer, because to see a big buck coming, I don't care how many times you've shot a deer, if you see a deer coming with antlers, you start shaking, your adrenaline starts pumping, you just, I don't know, you go to a bag of shit. It's just, I don't know, I get excited. I don't know, I've shot a lot of deer now, so like I kind of feel bad, but I kind of don't. I love deer, I love turkeys, but they all need to be taken care of. They need to be controlled, just like anything else in the world. But I mean, just they'll overpopulate, especially deer. They overpopulate, then they start carrying ticks, a lot more ticks, and a lot more Lyme disease, a lot more people get sick. And just like eating themselves out of house and home. I mean, if you put 5 deer in a circle and give them so much food, and then put more deer in the circle with just as much food, it's not going to take that much time before it's all gone. And they pretty much just starve themselves to death. But I don't know, back to the whole, I don't know, I get excited when I see a deer. And I love shooting them. And I know it sounds sick. And I know it sounds like I'm crazy, because I am kind of crazy. But I'm a normal person, and I don't know, I like seeing that arrow go through them. I like seeing them run away. I like seeing them bleed. But it's not all about killing to me. I respect the animal. I always eat the animal, and I don't know, there's more to it than just killing. But I get excited when I see a deer, any deer, a doe, a buck. But I think I get more excited for a deer than I do a turkey, even though I get excited turkey hunting. But I most enjoy bringing someone new like you to enjoy what I see every day and can't explain to anybody because no one's there with me. So it's nice to go out there and hunt with someone else. My craziest hunting story from the past few years is I'm petrified of bears. And I go hunting in Pennsylvania all the time with my friends that live out there. And I'm always scared going into my tree stand first thing in the morning because it's dark out and I can't see anything. And I'm always thinking that a bear's gonna get me. And they think I'm crazy because they say the bears will run away. Well, the bear is number one on the food chain, not me. So I go to my tree stand one morning and I'm sitting there and I'm only in a ladder stand. And a ladder stand is just basically a ladder against a tree with a platform, and I'm just sitting there. And I had a big bear come in, and he was only 25 yards away from me. And he came in, I thought he was gonna walk by, and instead he sits down and then starts feeding on the ground, and he was there for a half an hour. But you know something, I thought of another thing. The craziest time was the year before that. Forget that one. This is the one. I was sitting in another ladder stand, and I look over to my left and I see four black things running down a hill, and it was 4 cubs and the mother, and they ran down the hill to my left, down through the woods to my right, and they climbing up in the trees, making all kinds of ruckus, climbing to the top, sliding down, chasing each other. Next thing you know, all of them come out in the field that I'm in, and I'm only 12 feet off the ground in a ladder stand. And they come into the field. I'm on a grassy field, like a clover field, and I'm just in a tree on the edge of it. And they came in the field and they start coming right over to me. And they're like 10 yards away from me. And then the mother starts coming, and I'm only in a little ladder stand with a bow and arrow. And yeah, I was scared, and the mother sat on her butt and just sat there looking at me, and the little ones came over to me, and all I had running through my head was, that's a mother with cubs, so if she knows that I'm there, she's gonna defend those cubs. Even though my friend that's sitting up in the house right now is texting me saying I'm crazy, they're gonna run away, I was scared, but they came over to me, and they went right down beside me in the woods, and the mother was sitting out in the field still, and it was getting dark, and they wouldn't leave, and they were there. And my friend texted me to see what time I was gonna get down, and I told them never, because I'm not getting down because there's 5 bears, and I'm not getting down, so you better drive the golf cart down right to the bottom of my tree stand and pick me up, because you won't see me for supper tonight. You're gonna have to come and pick me up. I'll be here in the morning if you don't pick me up. And I made him come down in the golf cart and pick me up, and he was laughing at me all night. But that was a pretty crazy hunt, and I didn't shoot any deer, but I had a great time. I saw 1 deer and 5 bears, and I don't ever want to see another one again. I don't really have a dream hunting location. I've always watched caribou hunting on TV, and I think I'd like to go do that. Spot and stalk caribou hunting with a bow, as long as there's no bears. Caribou is like Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. Like that. Now, people call them reindeer, but they're actually caribou. I absolutely enjoy teaching you how to hunt. Absolutely. There's nothing like teaching somebody else, because you know why? My father didn't hunt. He hunted way before I was even born. But I didn't really have anyone to teach me how to hunt. So my friends, that's how I got into hunting. My friends brought me pheasant hunting, but I started to get out of that. I liked it, but it really wasn't my thing to do. I like to do archery. So I just got into deer hunting. But yeah, I love teaching someone because I didn't have anyone to teach me. I just pretty much taught myself. I had to go about everything myself. So, I mean, it's kind of nice to help somebody else out and bring somebody else out there. And also because there's many times when I'm archery hunting, archery hunting you do by yourself. So you're sitting in a tree all by yourself, you can't enjoy it with anybody else. You shoot a deer, you're like patting yourself on the back. Yeah, got one. No one's there with you. You could probably bring somebody with you, but I don't know, it's nice to have somebody there to like share it with and share what is out there instead of just the regular hustle and bustle of life. Get out in the woods and get into nature and see things, learn. Go up there. Did you go up? Are you scared? You got it going. How did it feel, baby? How did it feel for the first time to be in a tree stand? This is Chris's honey hole. Going out and checking my cameras is like waiting for Christmas when you're a little kid. I love it. I actually like going to see what I get on my cameras more than I like shooting a deer. I don't know, it's just something about it. I love to, it's the excitement of, oh, did I get that big buck on there? Oh, I can't wait to see what I got. It's like Christmas time. It really is. I get excited to go check my cameras. And setting up tree stands, I like doing that too. I'd go out and set tree stands up for somebody else if they wanted to go hunting. That's something I like doing. And just finding that little spot that you know they're gonna go. And if you can maybe if I put a tree stand up for you and you got into hunting and the deer actually go by you, because to fool a deer, you're doing something right, because they're the smartest thing out there. They're so smart. They're really got a lot of keen senses, and it's like me going into your living room and moving your furniture around and you coming home like you're not gonna know. You go into where they live, they can smell you, they can smell your footsteps, they can smell anything you touched. Even if you just brushed up against the littlest branch, they'll smell it. They know that's like their house, so like they know when the danger's around and when it's safe and when it's not. But yeah, I like setting up tree stands. It's fun. And it's even more fun when you can narrow it down to the spot where you can actually harvest an animal.